Good evening, Hemp Pioneers. I am very excited to be here this evening. If you don't know who I am, that's okay. I'm Jamie Sullivan. I am the fearless leader for the Hemp Pioneers, and I am really excited to be here tonight because I am really looking forward to what I'm about to be pushing forward within the group. I think it's going to be great for people that are brand new. I think it's going to be great for people that have been here for a while, and I think it's going to be great for everybody in between, because today, well, tomorrow morning, after we watch this, is really going to be day one for everybody. And I want to continue day one, and we're going to call it that every first of the month. Obviously, we're starting a little bit late because today's already the 3rd, but that's okay. I want to incorporate this every single month. First of the month is always going to be day one. And it sounds like it's just a word and it sounds like it's just a title, but day one means like, let's get started again. Let's, we had a lot of momentum. Let's keep going. Let's start again, because I want to tell you what we have been failing to see and where we're falling short and getting caught up. And for those of you that are brand new that haven't yet gotten to this point, I really pride myself in the fact that I have been down this network marketing road before, and I've seen teams come and go super quickly. I've seen leaderships come and go. I've seen leaders rise to the top real quick and fall right after that. I'm pretty good at calling that out immediately. I've also seen a lot of turnover in a lot of teams because of things like drama, or their upline isn't helping them, and just a really crappy combination of, hey, this just doesn't feel right, and as soon as I get through the door, I'm not even really going to do anything with that brand new pack I was so excited to buy, and I'm going to be out the door just as fast, right? I pride myself in the fact that I believe we have a huge team retention. I believe that out of every real working team in Canaway right now, and I feel really confident saying this because I've gotten the chance to spend a lot of time talking to different leaders in the company. People can't believe that I still today have some of the same members working that I had working 2 years ago. Because that's unheard of in the network marketing industry. It's a really fast running market, and the myths that they talk about, they're true. 80% of the people, they quit within the first 90 days. Lots of people don't get successful here. Lots of people leave. Lots of people don't find what they're looking for. Lots of people waste a lot of money. It was always my mission and my responsibility to make that different, because I think it can be. And I think that there's a missing, I think that there's something missing in what other leaders might be doing or not doing, or maybe not teaching others how to do. And I think that we've gotten that. And I love that about this team. And I love that about what we're doing here. So I'm excited to share that. Now, there are areas though, that because of that, I feel like we fall short. So, I see that often in the business, especially when you have a small group, right? When you're a baby leader and you have a small group of people, 1 through maybe 10 or 20 people in your organization, you get really caught up in trying to revive old dogs. And, you get really caught up in wanting to win the race with the horse that you started on. And if you can visualize that in your head, what a horse race might look like if you, took the same horse around the track, 10 times, or B, if you got on a new horse that was like never tired every round and every lap, how different it would be, right? That first horse is going to be exhausted, and they're probably going to be like, we're not talking literal racehorses here, because obviously they're bred for that. But I mean, in concept, right? The people that are, exhausted after maybe they're failing, maybe they're not getting what they need, maybe they're not getting the answers, maybe, it isn't a good time for them. to constantly get back up and constantly get back up. Or you have people that just really never start, right? They have like a false start. But, you know, on the flip side, if you have constant rejuvenation and constant picking up the new speed of a different kind of horse race, right? Then it would be really easy for me to say that that person is going to have a better race, right? Like you are going to make it to the end with people that are constantly refiltering and rejuvenating your business. What we tend to do is we always want to focus on that one or two, let's say your first one or two BAs that come in and you're like, what are you doing? What time are you doing it at? And blah, blah, blah. And that new BA may or may not have the same plan as you, right? That new BA may be like, yo, like lady, relax a second, because you're focusing all of your energy on me, and that's a lot. That is way too much, and I can't handle it. So I'm going to quit before I disappoint you. That's basically what you're creating, that sabotage effect for your people by really just you know, barreling them down with all of your attention instead of finding out their needs, giving them the tools on their own, having them create their own momentum and business, and just being there as their mentor, coach, and leader to kind of show them the ropes, right? So I think that's kind of what happens. You know, we're in the leadership development business, and everybody gets very product caught up, and I get it. We have literally the best product you can sell on the market. You know, hands down. I've been doing this business model for a very long time, and you know, there's a couple of key things that that have to be in place for a network marketer to be successful. And really, it's two main things. And the first thing I went over the weekend, I want to reiterate it here. Number one, the first thing that matters has nothing to do with you. Okay, so the pressure's off. Has to do with the company, right? And the company takes care of almost everything we need in order to have a very successful network marketing company. Why is that? Well, because the company gives us a product that is outstanding, right? There is not a product out there that can compare. There is not a CBD oil. Forget the CBD oil. There is not another cannabis company, another premier cannabis company selling hemp lifestyle products, from hemp food to hemp clothes to hemp, you know, everything that we have, supplements and protein and all the, you know, CBD skincare. There is nothing else like that in the world being sold. I can say that with confidence, okay? Aside from the CBD oil, don't even get me started on that, right? The company is also doing their job by giving us a compensation plan that's really unmatched, okay? They're also doing their job by giving us a customer service department that, because of expansion, even when there's issues, they make things right every single time. Not 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10. 10 times out of 10, everything is taken care of. I have worked with many customer service departments at many other direct sales models, because I was helping train another company. I was working side by side with somebody that worked in corporate for another company. I've seen the back end of customer service. And yeah, we have issues. Sometimes something doesn't ship on time because they're at a new warehouse, because guess what? We're growing so fast. However, you'll always get that product. The customer's always getting taken care of. Everybody is so ridiculously super nice and friendly at customer service, and there's always somebody there to help you with whatever you need. You also have really an outstanding group of leadership in terms of Randy Schrader, who, listen, he is an expert and really, quite frankly, a billionaire alone from network marketing. So we have the training in place, we have the compensation plan in place, and we have, you know, a world-leading product, right? None of that is your responsibility. Your responsibility then becomes very simple. And I think that what happens is that we overcomplicate things. Your responsibility is not to tell everybody the science behind every product. Your responsibility is not to diagnose and treat. Your responsibility is not, you know, to have an hour and a half long discussion with a new BA. That's not your responsibility either. Your responsibility is to make lots of friends and tell every single person you know about this business. You are a messenger. That is all you are here. And if that makes you feel unimportant, I'm sorry, but I'd rather be called, I don't care what I'm called as long as I'm paid a lot. So that's how I feel about it, right? Like, I don't really care what my title is, you know, as long as I'm paid, you could call me whatever you want. I don't really care. But the truth of the matter is, all I am is a glorified messenger, okay? All I do is live, breathe, speak, talk about, you know, be about, justify CBD, hemp products, cannabis, the hemp industry. That's all I do. Teaching people how to have a cannabis business. That's what, if somebody asks me what I do, I'm not a CBD distributor. I won't ever say I'm a CBD distributor. I coach people on how to have their own legal cannabis business. Period. There's 1,000 CBD distributors in my town. They're called gas stations, right? So here's the thing. There's a side A and a side B to this. The side A is that we all have an endocannabinoid system. Side B is that everybody's broke. And the problem here is that most people focus on side A, and focusing on side A will make you broke, because here's the deal. Yes, we all need these products. When you start looking at this line as something that everybody needs instead of focusing on somebody that only sick people need, your whole world is going to change. What happens when you focus on only the sick people that need the product? Now listen, I will be the first one to tell you that waking up every day to the messages that I get for changing people's lives, there is nothing like it, okay? And continue to do that. However, when I look for customers, when I look for potentials, I'm looking for people that can potentially use the product, have an experience, and then sell it. That is always my end result. I don't look for, oh, just a customer. I'm looking for a customer that's going to try this product and be so blown away because either themselves, their kids, their, you know, husband, their animal, somebody in their life is going to experience some kind of life-changing thing, and they're going to be like, oh my God, I need to do this with you. Okay? The difference being is that most people are selling the product to make a sale. You don't want it to end there. You want to sell the product to have the person have an experience enough so that they want to then either A, distribute with you, or B, find somebody that will. Here's the thing. Why are we not making our preferred customers? Why are they not getting their products for free? That's another place we fall short. Are you teaching your preferred customers to get free product and how to get their customers to get free product? Because here's what happens. If you could teach your preferred customers, let's say, you know, minimum you should have 3. Minimum you should have 3 preferred customers a month. The reason being is that because minimum you should be getting your product for free. Okay, so even if you're not here as a full-time, you know, BA wanting, you know, all this money and everything else, you should at least want to get your product for free. If you were teaching your 3 preferred customers how to get their product free, also by getting 3 customers, you're training a leader. You're teaching them how to go out and do this job without them even knowing it and without them even being a BA. So then the next conversation can be, why would you not just, you know, get started with a pack, pay the BA fee? Why don't you make some money with this? You already know how to get free product. The problem here is that we forget how to invite, and nobody is inviting. And the truth is that multi-level marketing is an age-old business model with very few mistakes that are new and current. Nobody's making any mistakes here today in this business model. They've already been made. Anything that you're doing wrong has already been done wrong before. Anything that you're doing right, or anything that I'm doing right, it's already been done. I'm not recreating any kind of wheel for you. I'm not giving you a different spin that somebody hasn't said before. All I'm doing, I maybe have a different persona or a personality to get it across to you, but there is nothing that I have learned here that's new. I have not innovated my own plan in the network marketing business as much as I would love to say that, okay? And every mistake that I've made, every, you know, piece along the way that has not worked out for me, a leader before me, whether they were Val, whether they were Randy, whether they were Damien, whoever it is, they've made that same mistake. So you can fully know that the things that are not working out for you today also didn't work out for me. Okay? And here I am yet. So it doesn't mean that you're stuck there is what I'm trying to, to get across. It doesn't mean that because of the mistakes you have made to maybe not hit rank, or to maybe get to the rank and not be able to attain it, to maybe not get to the next rank, to maybe never get out of the gate at all. Those have all been done already by me. I've screwed that up already for you. What's nice now is to say, hey, she messed that up, changed some things, had some, little bit of, twerk here and there, and had to listen to somebody else, a leader in front of me that was doing it right, and fix it. So the problem I see is that we're not inviting anybody. I haven't done a 3-way call. Can't tell you the last time when. So if I'm not doing them, I'm going to bet that you're not doing them for your people. And I'm going to bet that your newbies don't know that those are available. Right? So if you don't make it known to your new people, hey, listen, if you have a person and they're asking you questions that you don't know, you can certainly get me in on a conversation or tag me in the actual post so that I can, be of help to you. If that's not going on consistently, because it's nice when it goes on for a little while, but then when you back off and you stop, it doesn't even matter. The work that you did a month ago doesn't count anymore. If it's not getting done consistently, I want to say that again. If things are not getting done consistently, the work that you did a month ago does not matter today. That is the hardest lesson to learn here. It's the hardest lesson for me to learn, right? Because what you did 2 months ago doesn't matter today. Do you know that it takes 70 days and multiple touches for somebody that's actually interested in the business? Up to 70 days. You guys and many other people in the network marketing industry, they really look at enrolling people as an event. And it's not, it's a process. So when we start to look at it as a process, then it makes you realize that you can't just stop at 2 or 3 exposures. I used this example over the weekend and I think it was funny, but it kind of, when I left and I was driving home, I was like, wow, it really is like that. What does it take for a video online to go viral? Everybody's got to watch it multiple times. Millions of people. What does it take for your kids to bring home the flu? Multiple exposures. Viruses take multiple exposures. Messengers are viruses. That is what you are. When you start looking at it that way, it's so simplified. The job here is this. The person that speaks to the most people wins. That's really what it is. We start looking at it as so much more. We start really making things difficult and really, listen, I appreciate that you want to know about your product. I want to know about my product. I would be lying to you if I told you that I didn't study what was in my product on my own. And then if I didn't find out about how it works in your body and all that other stuff, I definitely did that. But that was never part of my business day, ever. My business day consisted of talking to as many people as I could, and then talking to them again, and then talking to them again, and then finding new people and talking to them again. When I tell you that that's all I do during the day, that's all I do. And I can honestly say that I've slowed down on that, and my results are slowing down, and it's visible. Our team isn't growing. It's staying the same. We're not, dissipating, but we're certainly not projecting that 20% growth that we were last year. And the reason is that everybody gets a little comfortable, or everybody gets a little like, oh, well, they're not doing it, or I'm not doing it, or, I got to tell you, being around somebody else's team this weekend kind of gave me a lot of life because I realized what it was like. They're brand new. It's a new team. You know, she's a new leader. So she's still got that fire that we had and that we should have today. Here's the deal. And I said this to somebody the other day, and it was actually something that was really cool. We work for a company that sells a product that every single person in your home is going to need. And not just the CBD oil. There's no other hemp MLM out there. Do you know that? Not one? Every person in your house is going to need a product that I sell. And I'm a business coach, and I want to teach you how to be in on that ground floor opportunity. How many people are you saying that to? If we started over today, tomorrow, after we watch this video, what would that look like? I want you to close your eyes, and we're going to do a little visualization. I'm not going to close mine because I'm the only one here besides Anne-Marie, and that'll look silly. But I really would like you to close your eyes. And I did this already. I actually I meditated today. Like, I had such a crazy, in touch with myself kind of day, because this weekend really sparked something in me that I have not had in a bit, like that fire that I kind of felt like was missing. And quite frankly, I felt bored. Okay. So I don't feel bored today. In fact, I've been on the phone all day, but I closed my eyes, and I want you to do the same. So we're closing our eyes, and we're remembering what it felt like when you signed up for Kannaway. And you're remembering what it felt like, the plans that you had in your head, what you thought you could do with this business, what you wanted to do with this business, who you thought you could help. How much money did you think you were going to bring into your home when you signed up for this business? When you got your package and you opened it for the first time, how did you feel when you picked up that first bottle of CBD oil or the skincare? How did you feel when you first tried the PM oil? I know that was like a huge one for me. The first time I was able to taste the PM oil and actually sleep for the first time in 5 years since my parents had passed. Well, at that time, 3 years, my parents had passed. How did I feel? I woke up the next day and I said, everybody needs this. Everybody. Everybody needs to feel what I just felt. Everybody needs this in their life. Everybody deserves to be off of the medication they're on. Everybody deserves a chance at the only network marketing company that is doing this. And then what I did was I wrote down every single person that I knew, everybody, from the top leaders in every company I was with to people that probably would have never given me the time of day, to people that I ran into once, to people at the doctor's office, to friends, to kids' moms' friends. I wrote a list, and it didn't stop. It didn't stop in that, write a list of 100. It didn't stop. I still have my list. I'm in the thousands. Because I generate and regenerate that list. And by doing that, here's how. I don't shop for products anymore. I go in and I speak to people and I shop for people. Right? I don't need to find somebody to help me to buy a dress. I know exactly what I need and what I'm looking for and what fits me and what doesn't. But I'm going to certainly talk to the woman that's selling me the dress. I'm going to certainly talk to, the very helpful cashier at the store. I'm going to always talk to the person at the park that gave me a good suggestion, or the guy online that had a headache. I'm always going to interject and give them a solution to something, whether the guy had a headache or the girl at the, counter. I know she's making $13 an hour, right? I'm always going to interject. Funny side story, if you didn't see my profile the other day on Facebook, my son is an assistant manager at Oakley, and a gentleman walked in, and part of my son's job is sales. And He's very quiet, my son. He is nothing like me. In fact, if you met him, you would never, ever think we were family. Okay? He has not one slight bit of my personality. He is very dry, very quiet, and it takes a lot for him to open up. However, he's great at work, no matter where it is, and he will do whatever he has to do his job, and part of his job is sales. So this gentleman came in. They ended up speaking and connecting. The guy found out that Nikki plays golf. So I don't know who was really trying to sell who, but Nikki's talking to the guy about golf. The guy's asking Nikki, like, hey, maybe one day we can play together. Needless to say, they exchanged phone numbers to actually hit around a golf. And the guy texts my son the next day or whatever, however many days later, and says, you know, Nikki, I have to tell you, your presence really, really, you know, inspired me and made me feel like I'm always looking for people like you. Like, I loved your energy. You know, you took care of me so well. I just wanted to thank you for that. Like, I'm looking forward to talking to you. And when Nikki told me that, part of me was like, wow, that's awesome. Okay. And it is. The other part of me was like, he's trying to recruit my son. And I know he is, because I would do that. Okay. Second day or third day or whatever it was, the guy texts my son again. Oh, hey, did you get to golf this weekend? Whatever. Hey, Nikki, let me ask you a question. What do you see yourself doing with your future? Ever occur to you that you might want something to give you some passive income and blah, blah? And my son screenshots this to me and I said, he's trying to recruit you. He's taking you. What are you doing right now? That's what he's doing. But you know what? I got to tell you, if Nicholas did not have me telling him, hey, don't call this guy back, you're on my team, he would have called the guy back. Why? Because the guy connected with him. They had common interests. He was complimentary. He either wanted a date or he wanted to make Nick a lot of money, right? And Nikki, if he didn't know what he knows about this business and have a mom that already was like, hey, Nick, you know, he's doing what I would do. I do that. If he didn't have that, he would have thought to himself, wow, I wonder what this guy's doing. I'm kind of interested in hearing. And he had the perfect formula to at least get my son on the phone, had my son not been prepped by me not to get on the phone with him. Okay. So are we doing that? You know, a lot of people are doing their job out there, and here's the scary fact. The scary fact is that there's going to be other teams at Canaway, and they're going to be right under your nose soon. And they're going to be talking to your people soon. Everywhere. That's going to happen. It happens in this market. You have a fortunate event right now of being here first. You have the fortune of having a team that's so supportive. You have the fortune of having an upline that's been around the block, that knows what she's talking about. You have the fortune of knowing the product line like you do. You have the fortune of a company that is so well put together that their company might not be. You have the fortune of a direct upline, whether to me or to Val. Anybody below you isn't going to have that. They're going to be so low down, right? Here's the deal, and I tell people all the time. It's going to be a great opportunity today, and it's going to be a great opportunity in 2 years. Why? Because I think that cannabis is changing the world. However, it is never going to be the same opportunity in 2 years as it is today. Ever. That's so important to note. All these people that are sitting on the fence, all these people that aren't ready to make the decision, say, listen. And I did this. Yeah, I have to tell you, I had somebody that was, you know, asking me for information. I don't even know who he was. He lives in my town. We have some mutual friends. I guess he saw me somewhere. And he messaged me and said, hey, you know, I'm interested in, you know, what you're doing with CBD. And I'm a trainer. And you know, he actually is a soccer trainer. So I thought he was trying to recruit my kids for soccer. I'm always like, who's recruiting who out of my family? What's going on here? But the truth is that he said he was interested. I sent him some information that he said he was going to look at, and I didn't hear from him. And the next day, I didn't hear from him, and I sent him a message, and he viewed it and never answered me, just like you guys are never being answered. Okay. And then I waited a few days later, and I said to him, hey, listen, Drew, I sent over that video on Friday, and I get it. I'm getting the feeling that you're not ready to commit to listening to it or having a conversation. Why don't you do me a favor? I'm not going to bother you anymore. If you feel like this might be an opportunity for you, get back to me when you feel like it. And I literally took his power away. And guess what? He messaged me today. Can you please call me? I really, really want to hear about this business. And we sat on the phone for an hour tonight. And he's buying a bottle of oil because he wants to try it first. And that is okay, because it is not an event. It is a process. And if I told you that most of my personal BAs came from trying product first, that is the truth. That is what that side A and side B is. Side A has an endocannabinoid system. Side B is broke. You do the math. Sophie was on here a second ago. She could tell you that's exactly what happened for her. She wanted to try the product. She wanted to have a familial experience. She wanted somebody in her family to experience the benefits of CBD. When she got that, she realized, how stupid would this be for me to pay for this? Why would I not do this as a business? That's how most people end up signing up. Let them have their experience, because that experience will drive people, and it'll drive people more than you know. It drove me. I would have never, listen, I was approached by somebody from Canaway a year before I ever signed up. And I was approached in such a way that I wanted nothing to do with it. I had no need for it. And I was never going to sell cannabis. Ever. See my cat? And then I got sick, and I had a need for it. The other thing I wanted to talk about real fast, and our meeting is going to end in 4 minutes, so I'm going to stop that recording at the 4-minute mark because I want to be done with this. However, I'm going to jump back on so we could do a Q&A, and I'm not going to, well, maybe I'll record that portion of it too, but the training portion will be done in the next 3.5 minutes. So we spoke a little bit about in-person connections, okay? You never considered CBD before it was desperate. You were desperate for a solution. Exactly. Your job is only to be somebody's solution. Be the messenger with the solution for everybody. That's all. That's it. You know, and here's the thing. We talked about this the other day, and it was really interesting. There's so many people who talk to people, let's say 10 times, and they're like, oh, they're just never going to sign up. Listen, I am not in the boat of I don't follow up, because I'll tell you what, I don't agree with that. And I know that a lot of leaders are like, oh, make them chase you and blah, blah, blah. I don't believe that at first. At this point where I am, if I don't follow up, it's because I'm so overwhelmed and I'm blonde and I forgot. But they do catch me, and they're like, oh, you were supposed to get back to me like a week ago. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't hit send when I got back to you, which is a lie. I forgot. It's the truth. I forget. I do things wrong, right? So, but a year ago, it wasn't like that. If I didn't follow up with somebody, guess what happened? I didn't hear from them, or somebody else would get to them. That's the reality of what's going to happen now. If you don't follow up, and you don't keep in touch, and it doesn't have to be a follow-up about the actual product, okay? It could be a follow-up about something completely unrelated, but the problem here is you are not making connections that are real enough to stay connected. And that's where it falls short, because then the person's like, why is this person still messaging me? Instead of, oh my God, it was so nice of you to check on how my daughter's violin recital went. You know, like, then I come across as I really got to know this person, and it's not a phony thing. I truly feel like the people that connect win. The person that has more friends wins, period. I say this all the time. There's a famous network marketer. I cannot for the life of me remember who it is, but I'm going to look it up. His goal in the business was to make 1 million friends, period. His goal was not business related. His goal was to make 1 million friends. by doing that, he then became top earner in every company that he was ever with. Why? Because 1 million people knew him, and 1 million people knew that if I need so-and-so, I go to so-and-so. Tomorrow is day one. Day one consists of all of us pretending that we are back at the beginning. Day one consists of all of us starting over and fast start qualifying. Put it on your board, put it on in front of you on a piece of paper, mark it out, make a chart. We are all doing this together, from day one people that signed up yesterday to day 1 billion people that signed up 3 years ago. This recording, I'm going to shut it now, and everybody can jump back on when this ends.